What is going on, Giants fans? Back at it with another video. And in this video, we are going to recap the latest free agency signing for the New York Football Giants. They signed outside linebacker Ryan Anderson from the Washington Football Team. Ryan Anderson, the deal is just over $1.1 million. I believe the number's around 1.125, according to Justin Terranova of the New York Post. So this is an interesting signing for the Giants. He's a former second-round pick from Washington out of Alabama, so he does have that Alabama connection, the Joe Judge, Nick Saban connection. So this move kind of makes sense in that regard. A one-year, $1.125 million deal, including a $987,500 salary and a $137,500 signing bonus. So This player is a very interesting player because he has six career sacks over 4 years. So he's just coming off his rookie contract. He played his first 3 years at outside linebacker, and then when Ron Rivera came in as the head coach, Ryan Anderson lost his touch as far as scheme goes for the Washington Football Team, as he went from being a 3-4 outside linebacker to that 4-3 defensive scheme that Ron Rivera brought over, and now he was playing more as a defensive end. So, yeah, I think that's the reason why Washington released him. Just wasn't a good scheme fit, and he also sat behind Montez Sweat and Chase Young a lot last year, and that's a similar reason why Ryan Kerrigan is still on the market right now and why Washington's probably not bringing him back. Similar scenario as Ryan Anderson, except obviously, we know Kerrigan's a much older and versatile player, but Anderson had a pretty impressive 2019. He had 44 tackles, 4 sacks, and just 4 starts. He started the last 4 games of the season. He had 19 quarterback pressures, including 9 hits, and forced 5 fumbles and 4 tackles for a loss. So he's a pretty good player. It's rumored the Giants are bringing him in predominantly for special teams. He played 49% of the team snaps in 2019, and his most notable game actually was the divisional game against the Philadelphia Eagles, where he had 2 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Now, to me, this signals the end of the Kyler Fackrell era for the Giants. I think Fackrell will not be coming back after signing a 1-year deal last offseason. I would have liked to have had Fackrell back, but remember, we signed Fackrell for north of $4 million. We're getting Ryan Anderson really cheap for just a tad over $1 million, as where Fackrell had a really good season despite missing some time due to injury. Fackrell had 4 sacks, and he became our top pass rusher after Carter and Zimenez went down. We traded Golden. Fackrell was the guy. He was in there with guys like Jabal Sheard and Carter Coughlin. So, Fackrell's probably not coming back, but we expect the rookies like Cam Brown and Carter Coughlin to step up in year 2, and this player, Ryan Anderson, to get some reps as well. He's primarily known as a pass rusher. I also think he's a cheaper replacement for Fackrell. Anderson only played 9 games last year, as I mentioned, the limited playing time. Just had 9 tackles, and he only played 16% of the snaps. However, an important note, how head coach Joe Judge of the Giants has a significant focus on special teams. Anderson has played at least 30% or more of special team snaps throughout his entire career. So that is every year so far throughout his 4-year career. Going into a couple of his strengths quick, he's a quality pursuit linebacker, in my opinion, from watching a little bit of film of him. He makes a lot of plays in the backfield, and he's very disruptive to running backs. He's really good against the run, and he can rush the passer as well. He's a smooth edge rusher who dodges blocks pretty well. He's a very strong player, and he beats tight ends in the run game. I really think he's a leader, and that's the type of person Joe Judge is looking for. He's a pure, well-rounded player. And, it's interesting. The Giants are signing a lot of these special teams guys. I'm still intrigued to see if they bring back Nate Ebner. But, so far, I love what the Giants have done in this free agency. The 2 biggest signings, obviously, Kenny Golladay and Adoree Jackson. But Ryan Anderson is now a New York Football Giant. It's going to be really interesting to see how he fits into this team in 2021. And a quick update on Giants news. I just want to let you all know that an AFC South scout predicted today that the Giants are going to draft Devontae Smith, number 11 overall. Obviously, we know that the Giants just signed Kenny Golladay and John Ross in free agency. So that's the benefit of signing all these guys that we're doing in free agency. It opens up draft flexibility where now teams don't know necessarily where we're heading towards, because we could still turn around and say, hey, we're going to take the best available player at 11, whether it be wide receiver, an offensive lineman, an edge rusher, whatever it may be. The Giants have a lot of options come this April, as the NFL draft is, gosh, we're almost under a month away. We're almost a month out, so it's going to be very interesting. But Ryan Anderson is the latest free agent to join the New York Football Giants. As always, if you like what you hear, drop a comment, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for all Giants updates. We're going to have another live stream coming up within the next week or so, so be tuned for that, and I'll talk to you all later.